Charles, there needs to be a real, sincere, third-party outside investigation of what took place in Uvalde. We now have been told that over 370 officers were present inside of the school, at the school. They all were armed, they all had shields, all of the necessary gear that was needed to go into that school and engage the shooter much faster to stop him from killing and murdering little babies and children. These cops refused to stand up and accept responsibility for the role that their respective agencies played in failing the citizens, the children, and failing righteousness itself to do their job. That was a righteous thing to do, and they let babies die. They sat there listening to bullets firing, and didn't do anything. Man, I'm heartbroken because these cops won't stand up, Charles, and accept responsibility. Admit to the people, we dropped the ball, we effed up.
Now, they clearly, it was horrifying cowardice, horrifying failures. The state report, it does read to me like an attempt at blame shifting. They talk about the failure for the school to secure the door lock, and they talked about a lot of ticky-tack stuff where I didn't see the word abject cowardice. I didn't see cowardice in the report. It's a lengthy report. Maybe I missed it, but that's what it was. And at the, when we talked about it on the evening news, you suggested that it was the race of the children that allowed the officers to justify not going in. I didn't think that was a fair take. I think you had a department that was run by a Hispanic officer, but I do think you're right on when you're disgusted with these people. They didn't all have shields right away, but that shield got there very quickly. They were all armed. You're right on that. And it's this new ethos that you're seeing in a lot of law enforcement is come home safe. And that's not the job. Your job is to protect and serve. And I don't say this as someone that never did it, right? I was a police officer. I was on patrol. You don't think about, you just do. And I'm not saying throw caution to the wind, but I am saying most certainly you don't cower outside a door while children and a teacher bleed to death. It's disgusting.
The head of Uvalde's chief of police department should resign. The head of the ISD police department, he's already resigned. I believe the head of DPS should do the same because they all failed miserably. And let me say this, I stand by my earlier statements. I do believe that had that been a school in an affluent suburban white community, they would have rushed in there with their guns and engaged that shooter. I think someone should be indicted for being complicit.
You can watch much more of Face Off streaming Thursday nights at 7. Just go to fox26houston.com.